So we have some good cards. Well, good. I mean, all cards are good, right? But these one, well, the first one that came out made me super happy. Like I asked to have cards for collective reading, and so we have the Ten of Cups that came up. And I'm just gonna throw my glasses on. Wait. Oh, wait. First, I'm gonna just check the general energies psychically, and then I'll get on with it. Okay, I feel like on the masculine side, there's some negotiation, explanation going on between them and people in their life that you can either call karmic or, whatever. Like the people that are not meant to be like their partner, but who may have been, or family members, or, things that can represent that karmic energy, like work, projects, people, friends, family, things you live and learn from. So I feel like they're explaining themselves calmly with as few words as possible to these people, to explain like their position and perhaps like their new direction, because they were on the wrong, they feel like they were on just kind of going with the flow before in a usual pattern, but like inspiration, their connection with source, like came and disrupted that usual pattern and presented them with a question, which is like, do you want to follow your life purpose? Do you want to be completely happy, and fulfilled? Or do you want to just keep the status quo and spend your energy trying to please people that may not be resonating with you or like bringing you to the places you want to be or experience in your life? Pardon me. And I feel like on the feminine side, they're just getting oriented with using their, I don't know how to say it, like not powers, but manifesting. They're doing like little manifestations to discover who they are. Because sometimes if you're very like spiritual and trusting and kind of like not super grounded all the time, then you kind of become defined by other people or events, and then you lose a good idea of like who you are, or like why you're here and everything, because like not everybody's gonna reflect back to you like your good qualities. They're just gonna be themselves. So it's easy to lose track and forget like your gifts or how you may stand out in a positive way when you just rely on how other people will treat you. That's why it's really good to foster a relationship with source and like your own intuition, to really open that up. And it's not just to be like more chill or really good at meditating. It's like can be life or death, and it could save you like years of wasted time with certain people or situations that you just simply don't need to be in. And a lot of the time, a lot of suffering is just like it's not like suffering to make you unhappy. It's like a signal going like, hey, this isn't working. Like, it's not working. And at what point do you want to acknowledge like it's not working? It doesn't feel good. It's not going where I want it to be. I feel like I'm being like misused here, and like, you know, is this bad? So when stuff feels bad, it's because it's bad, basically. And so when you have your intuition up and running, and not confused by other people's voices and opinions, and you're not like under the influence of like substances that could lower the vibration of the type of information you can receive. Because, like, you know, if you think about a radio receiver, imagine one that's like really clean, and then imagine one that's like under a bunch of mud, and like trying to perceive through substances is like trying to pick up a radio station with your radio under a bunch of mud, and it may not pick up so clearly, and you might just get like the stronger station instead of the really light, beautiful, loving, you know, because like the higher energies are lighter and more fluid, and, you know, more easily adaptable and changing, and, you know, so it's like it's worth your while to, as best you can, get your intuition working so that you can perceive the highest frequencies, which are like messages and stuff. Like once you become good at allowing yourself to perceive these things, like, because like a lot of people, maybe this is itchy, I don't know why. A lot of people not really like major space out. Okay. Yeah, like sometimes anyway, the strongest messages that can also come with like a whopper of like an emotion, or, you know, those are like lower density type messages and not as useful. I mean, it's like okay to acknowledge your emotions and stuff. It's like, okay, this is what I'm experiencing now, but it doesn't mean like you'll always experience that. And if you don't like lock in with that emotion and say like, this is my vibe, I'll always be like this, you know, if you don't do that and you try to stretch to perceive something much more beautiful and loving, well, then you can match that and have different ideas come in your head, and, you know, live differently, resonate with different people, you know, attract different kinds of friendships, stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna look at some cards now, but that was the sort of describing the energies I was picking up just off the cuff there. Okay, what is up with my glasses? Sorry, it's like so much easier to do live video than spend time uploading a regular one, but that means there's some improv. All right, so here we have the 10 of Cups. I'm just gonna look at it a little bit first. Whoa, okay, because like each time you look at them under the different energies of the day, like you see the images telling a different story. So, all right, I'm kind of seeing like in this water, I see how there's like lines, and it almost looks like ice, or it looks like it could be like a glass kind of city too. So I'm kind of feeling like it's like, yeah, like in New York, Paris, Tokyo, like a kind of like I'm getting kind of like a fancy world traveler kind of vibe here from this water. Anyhow, so I guess like the possibility, this like divine connection allows for so much abundance that like it's possible to like end up like visiting these places or like doing some kind of work like that is connected, you are connected to it more. And I feel like it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird message, but you see these like dancing people here. I kind of feel like there's people like kind of acting a bit phony, pretending like, oh, I'm so glad you guys are together. Like, it's like, that's so great. Like, but it's not sincere. So I feel like that because people often say that like the divine feminine and masculine are going to be somewhat different from each other, and so it draws attention. And then people in your life, like once you've made the decision to be together, they're going to be like, oh, that's so great. Like, but they're not really cool with it. And it could be because like they're not like, you see how they're wearing white clothes too, but these people are wearing like color. And I kind of feel like it's because part of the reason why they're not happy for you is because they haven't begun their own spiritual awakening. And like some people live materially and sort of put spiritual stuff like in a corner, like, yeah, I'll do that on a Sunday afternoon when I have time, like when I feel like being that character of the person who wants peace in their life. But to actually like live it day to day and make your choices based from it, like these cups are in the sky, right? Like they're in a higher level. So it's like they were, the way I'm looking at it right now, like, and this looks kind of like an eye in the middle, I want it to shine like with gold. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so it's like inspired thought, inspired like divine guidance brought these two together. It wasn't just like greed or fear, and that's what brought like the color to their lives, and the, like, in her case, connection with spirit, like the violet color, and him, like his passions and his ability to like reach out into the world and communicate his like passions and intelligence and stuff like that. Yeah, and so when people who are not living in making choices that are inspired, like I say sometimes with my snakes and ladders comparison, you can just go like one move at a time up the snakes and ladders game, or you can get an inspired thought and like suddenly find yourself in a completely like immediately like better place. And it's just as easy when you make decisions out of fear to slide down to like a much lower position and have to start all over again, which is super frustrating. But I guess the blessing in starting all over is that you do it better the second time or 10th time. Yeah, anyway, so right off the bat, like, there is the confirmation that this relationship is here in some form, and there's abundance and connection and everything, but like, don't expect everybody to be like so happy for you that you guys got it together after all that work. Because some people selfishly wanted you for themselves, or like they wanted the other person for themselves out of fear, or like, maybe they thought, oh, I'll never find my true love or, best partner. And this person seems pretty good, so I better like cling to them. It's like for dear life, and that's not really like a good motivation to be with a person, right? So don't feel like you need any more applause than the applause from the divine in getting together. I mean, can't get a better audience anyway. And then we have, okay, I'm gonna go to the crystal deck now. Okay, this one is pre-night trust. I trust myself and the divine flow of the universe. So that with bad pacing, I'll say that again. I trust myself and the divine flow of the universe. That's better. Yeah. So call upon pre-night to lend you some trust vibes, so that you can understand that like divine flow of the universe is going in the right direction, and you don't need to like cling to old stuff and be like these like pretending to be happy people. Yeah, in order to get like what's just can't wait to come in for you. Okay. And like right now, this moment, like even though this energy is here of perfect fulfillment, like the best possible relationship, like the energy is here for that. Like at the moment, there might be that it might be unclear how it's all gonna play out, which is why you have to have trust. And you may find yourself contemplating the like lack of clarity in the situation, but wouldn't it be better to replace that lack of clarity and just like feeling a bit frozen with trust, and just know that this is coming in? Okay. And because okay, I'm gonna have to look at these. Okay. I gotta check this out for a second. Son of Cups. Yeah, so we have again meditation, mediation, music, messages from the unconscious. I mean, that's what it looks like, doesn't it? And the birds and the plants. And inspiration is informing this fine person who's taking the time to be at one with the universe, to get, to get the enlightenment, to be able to trust and know that like I'm calling this in, it's here. And then we have the Shaman of Cups, which is putting on a mask to do work in the world, the competence. So this is kind of like what I picked up at the beginning, where the masculine is like informing people like, hey, check it out. I made, this is my new mask, guys, and this is who I am. Deal with it. These are the choices I'm making because I took the time to call in the energies I wanted in my life. And now I'm making the proactive decision to like say, this is my public face now. This is me, spiritual guy who like loves love and wants to feel fulfillment and is done dealing with like fake people pretending to be happy, because I want to be connected to everything, and like, so that like if we want to create together, we can do it in the country, in the city, spiritually, all that and more. Okay. And then, okay, I got the 9 of Wands in this deck. And then I clarified that with 2 cards that fell on the ground of that, or the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So that's like a lot of passion and love overflowing. It's like, you know, someone turned the heat up. Okay, so Nine of Wands. I'm gonna look that up. Like in my least favorite book that organizes stuff strangely. Okay. 9. All right. Tremendous power, unshakable force, Herculean strength, great success, strife and energy, victory preceded by apprehension and fear, health, good recovery, intractable, fond of external appearance. Okay. So it's, I guess, with some energy of like pride or vanity, you know, that someone comes forward and is like, you know, yeah, that sucked, but check me out now, you know. It's an uncomfortable feeling, but it's like they're owning their power. Like I feel like the masculine in this case might come off to some people like a bit much, like a bit extra, as they say. In coming forth and being like, hey, this is the new me, you know, I'm making magic for myself. You might not recognize me as this person, but it's me and this is what I want. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, that was like record time finding the right page. Whoa, okay. Evil, okay. Sorry, that was the reversed. Okay, generous, impetuous, departure, active, fierce. Yeah. So this is the energy with which he's coming forward to claim this union. And like he's coming off to people like, whoa, you know, like very passionate, very determined, and like with more kind of like, I don't know if diva is the right word, you know, but just like you know, like this character that you haven't really seen from him before. And people are like, why, you know, why so much passion? But it's like something the masculine's been holding back on and denying for so long that it was just like that kind of pressure building up is like just exploding now. And it's like, no, this is what I want. I want this. I want an overflowing cup of love that is divinely guided. And I'm coming after it. Like, get out of my way. Do not get in my way because I'm coming after this. Because I know I can have this with her, you know, with this divine feminine. Because I trust that it's true. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about stuff, thinking about all the confusion, trying to find, until I found clarity on who I want to be in the world. And he wants this. He wants this. And he's going to come after it like this guy. That's like really cool. It's like very, very like grounded, very masculine energy. You know, all the different. There's been so much balance going on. Sorry. Oh my gosh, there's a blue sky. Thank you. It's so nice when there's color and heat. Sometimes when there's heat that goes along with the color, it's even better. So it looks like a nice day. Nice day to go after your dreams and like tell people who you truly are and what you want. All right. Well, I wish you a great weekend. And yeah, you can contact me if you want to have distance healing or reading. At some point, I will put the information in the box below, or you can check one of my older videos and find the information if I just run out of the house and do something else. But I'm here. I do that kind of work, and I'm available. And if you feel drawn to me as a reader or healer, then it makes sense to inquire like further if it would make you happy to work with me. Anyhow, yeah, I make these videos just to be like, hey, you know, I'm here if you need me. But it's also really cool to connect with your energies and also take the time to like do a little channeling and just, you know, take the time to take care of each other in whatever way we can. So yeah, I'll see you next time.